Hi, welcome to another episode of Dark Burleson Art. Today we're going to paint some realistic looking clouds. Do you ever struggle with clouds? I'm going to show you some techniques on how to make your clouds really pop, how to make them look more realistic. So anyway, does your clouds look like this? We call these cotton ball clouds. And a lot of artists struggle with cotton ball clouds. And they wonder, how can I get my clouds to look like clouds? Well, today we are going to show you how to get your clouds to look like clouds. So stay with us, and I think you'll enjoy this one. Let's work on our clouds today. Anyway, you should be able to see, roll up my sleeves here. You should be able to see my palette. So really all we got here right now is I have a little bit of ultramarine blue and a little bit of titanium white. I've already put a background of the ultramarine blue with gesso, and I've just kind of made a blue background for our sky. So the first thing I'm going to use is I'm going to use this filbert brush. And this is just a number 8 filbert brush. You can see it's a filbert brush because it's kind of rounded here. You can take got some other filbert brushes here that's a little bit fluffier. But if you ever just don't want to buy a filbert brush, you can take a flat brush. I wouldn't do a new one. Just get an old flat brush. It's, that doesn't quite come together anymore. And then what you do is you just start using the corners to rub in your clouds, and you'll round those off, and you'll have a filbert brush before long. But anyway, we're going to get started here. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that just regular titanium white. I'm going to kind of put it just on a corner, and then I'm going to kind of come up in here, and I'm just going to start circular motions, push up, and just kind of come around, and just keep pushing around. Don't worry about a lot of definition quite yet. We'll get there. Just kind of keep pushing that out. Let's bring this. We're going to make some layers of clouds. And we talked about that, the effect of those cotton ball clouds. And the problem is that you just put them on in a circle and there's no definition. Right now I'm just kind of getting my outline, but I'm pushing that paint up, and then I'm just kind of letting it go to nothing down here. And I'm just going to kind of bring it like this. Just push. Just kind of get that in there like that. There we go. And then we'll just let that cloud kind of go right off the canvas. I got a lot of paint on there, but that's okay. That's okay. Well, again, don't worry a lot about. We're not putting any detail in it yet. We're just kind of getting our outline. And I just kind of keep pushing up. And we'll get some of them layers in. I just had so much paint there. I just kind of got in a hurry and put a little too much on. Just kind of go down to nothing. And if you want, you can always take, I got a little mop brush, and just kind of whisk around and get some of the brush strokes out of it and make it look fluffy. And just kind of spin it around. Looks like we got some hairs on there. That's all right. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to push this one out. Just push. And then this will kind of kind of go right off the page over here. Like I said, we're going to really fluff some of these up. Really fluff them up. Just kind of work your way around. Again, if you want to take this, you can kind of come around, fluff them up, but I'm not really too worried about that because we're going to put a lot of layers on it. Okay, so we kind of got us a spot started here. I'm going to go in and add just a little bit of my ultramarine blue, a little bit of that white. Then I'm going to kind of come in here, and I'm going to, so I started down a little bit, I'm going to push up, add a little bit more white in there. Again, we're going to add more layers, so just kind of push, 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 push. And I'm just kind of covering that because I want some area here that you're not going to see through, but you want a little bit of definition there. So I think I'm going to call that good right there. I'm going to go back into my white, and I'm going to just start pushing up, so you don't cover all that up. And there we go. I'm going to add layers is what I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to add layers. So let me go back into some of that. Again, don't cover up all them dark blues that we just put in there. We may add more, but right now, see how I'm building my layers. A little bit of that in there, just kind of giving just a little bit of definition to these clouds, a little bit of color to them. Because again, you need a lot of, you need some, not a lot, but you need some separation between those clouds to really start bringing on a more three-dimensional look. But again, if you want, you can come in here, knock some of those little high spots off. See how it's already getting in there, and it's looking good already, and we haven't even really done anything yet. So I'm going to put another cloud formation. Actually, I'll start over here, but I'm going to say that I've got another cloud, and it lives right here. Again, same thing. I'm just building layers, but I'm not breaking those layers up. If you wanted a little bit more white, just push up, push up, push up. And don't worry too much about it. We can go in and add more layers. Let's see if I want that just like that. You can just do that, and we'll again, we'll highlight a lot more of this as we go. You know, a lot of people use a fan brush. So I want this to kind of come up and fade into there. Just building my layers as I go. Let's see, let's add just a little bit of blue. Bring some of that blue back. I want to get rid of, there's a harsh line there, so I'm just kind of getting rid of it. See how we're already building? Already building, and we just barely scratched the surface. Paint's a little bit wet there, so I'm just gonna put a little bit on, and we'll kind of leave it be, let it dry just a little bit there. And then I think I'll come back up in here and add just a little bit up here, and just keep pushing. Kind of put them in there together, down to nothing. And if you want, just kind of feather it up a little bit. But we're working our way down into layers. And you know, we could go a lot quicker on this if we want, but let's just take our time and get it in there. You know, we put that in there, but I didn't quite like it, so I'm just coming back. See how I'm now starting to build layers. Just build layers. If you don't like it, we'll go back over it and just keep blending. But I'm going through and I'm adding blues and whites and just kind of keeping that same old brush. Let's go in here. And again, it's just little layers, little layers. And they'll just start coming together for you. But the thing is just taking your time and putting in layers. Blending some of that blues where you see there might be a dark spot. Because the clouds, you know, they'll have blues in them, they'll have grays, depending on what kind of clouds you're looking for. Is it stormy? So instead of the blues, you might have more gray. Maybe just a little spritz of my water there, just because my paint's starting to drag on me just a little bit. And if it drags too much, then it starts wanting to pull paint off the canvas. But see how I made that little dark area? Now I can come back in and add a little bit of that. See right in here, I want a little bit more, just a little brighter right in there. Just like that. And as we go, we might go, you know, we start determining where our light's coming from. Maybe it's coming from this way, but you'll also get some light that kind of refracts around to the other side, kind of bounces off those clouds, and so you'll see clouds or light in other places too. And then I see I'm just going to just a little bit, but again, we got a long way to go. You know, I probably won't finish the whole thing for you, but it'll give you an idea. Like here, see, I have got that, and I like that, so I'm just going to kind of circular motion, pushing up at the same time. And I'm just building another base. And down here. And see, we'll go over that because I don't quite like that, but right in here. With just a little bit of that bluish fluff right in there. And then see, I see this cloud kind of coming here. And again, little kind of round motions at the same time pushing up. Bring it down. Now, get me just a little water there. Add a little bit more of that blue. Darken it up. Go right back up into that white. Let it kind of bring some of those colors out. It'll lighten up your blues. Same time though, you might want some of them a little darker, so don't don't over mix them. Because then you'll just, when you start over mixing, you just turn things into mud. And trust me, that's not fun. Now see, this cloud over here was just a base cloud. We hadn't even started putting definition in it yet, but we'll start now. I'll add just a little bit of darkness because I want a little darkness over here. And I mean, it may look harsh, but it will. It'll eventually smooth out. You'll see it. But I just want a little dark area there, and I may even want it darker. So let me take this and push up and turn, push up and turn, and see how I bring it right down in there. And just lightly let it blend, let it blend. And then again, if you just want, you can just take that and you can blend it. Add a little bit more. Again, push up. Oop, got a little bit of push up. And then let it blend ever so lightly. And again, we're just right now, we're still doing kind of our base layers, but we are adding a little bit more color, a little bit more layers. But we haven't started that final definition that we're wanting to get. And I was going to kind of take this cloud all the way down, but I think for time purposes we probably won't take it all the way down. Okay, so let me grab some here. Let's start. I know I'm going to kind of rush this real quick just so I can, just for time purposes, because I really want to get into some more definition. So I'm just going to build me a big quick cloud, because this is going to be a kind of a big fluffy cloud here. But I just want to kind of just get some of them harsh ridges out of there. Don't worry about a lot of that. We'll get that here in just a minute. A little more blue here. Okay, and I think that this will kind of get me what I'm looking for. Just to build up a little bit. Let me get over here a little. There we go. Like I said, you'll see my method to my madness here in just a minute. See, we want a little bit darker in here. Darker. I think we'll probably just call that done there. As far as getting it all put on, let me clean my filbert brush here a little bit. But you see, when you do clouds, you can tear up a brush in a hurry. So I said if you had a old flat brush, you can use it. All right, so let's kind of go in, and I want to start building up some of this here. So this is going to be kind of, we're going to start it, like right here. Again, I'm not trying to do a lot of definition yet. Just now I'm starting to build a layer, just a layer. And I see this cloud kind of going this way. It's going to kind of go off down in here. And then let's just kind of I'm just knocking some of, you might not be able to see the brush strokes so much on the camera, but there's some little brush strokes there. I'm just trying to clear up. And I'm going to get out of this area here for just a few minutes because it's wet, so I want it to dry just a few more minutes. Just kind of pull that down. But see that? Now, let's go up here. And then this is all part of that majestic cloud there. I got a lot of dead space there, so I may end up pushing that up even a little bit more. So this up here is dried a little bit. We've worked on this. Let's go back up. Let's go back up in here. And then let's just kind of, oops, a little bit too much on there. And let's just start doctoring just a little bit. This is where we want to just do a little bit at a time, getting that light. See how we're getting some of that light's popping through there. And there's gonna be, start knocking it down slowly. Now see, we're starting to build there a little bit. Maybe there's just a little light shining through here. Maybe a little cloud has popped up right in there. Just, we don't know. Don't know that we really even care so much as it's just there. I got that. And let me get a little brush stroke there I didn't like. But again, we still can go on and put the final touches in it. Get about done. We'll put the little silver lining in the cloud for you. I'll show you how to do that. Just add you a little silver lining. See, I'm coming back in here. You know, we had some dark areas there, but now I'm just going to kind of lighten them up just a little bit. There we go, and you can kind of start seeing the separation. Now you can fluff these clouds up a lot more. All you got to do is get you a base in there, and then you can reshape these clouds. You can make them bigger. If you wanted, like, this cloud to all be one big cloud, you could sure do that. The main thing about getting a cloud in is getting its shape in there. And see, we kind of have one whole shape, and then we can make the clouds bigger, we can make them smaller. Now this has kind of become one big cloud. It's got, you know, little different things. You don't want to make it too big, round, and fluffy, I guess you say. I mean, you don't want to. You want to kind of keep the cloud going, and I'm gonna fix that here in just a minute. But just see how I just push and I spin, push and spin. A little bit more. Again, not a lot in here because it's, again, really wet. But we're just kind of working our way around. Just working our way around. You know, I find places where I go, oh, I want that to be more one cloud. I'm seeing like in here, I can just fluff up around. As you can see, I'm just building layers. I'm not going to go too much more into this, just because you get the idea. It's just keep blending and keep moving, keep blending, keep that. Just press up and little motions, and then just keep. And if you need to use your round brush, you can, but you don't have to. You can just use this and just lightly, and then just keep going lightly. Go lightly. Oops. Again, I'm messing with this area that is not. It's way too wet. See, I'm just. So, don't take after me there. Leave that area alone. Again, I can just take this, push up, kind of spin, push up, just push up, keep finding your way, push up. And let's just say it kind of goes off to nothing. And then we can shape it as we go. And it kind of just hangs back there. The reason I like that because I wanted a little bit more definition in there. So it just kind of fluffs off there. Now, since we're not gonna just keep going and going because really we're not. You guys get the hang of it. Now, what I could do is I could come in here and just stop that about right there, and then you could have that water like that's out in the water. But we could do a lot more on the clouds. So I'm just going to grab me a little liner brush. Get a little water on it. Then I'm going to come into here, some of that pure white, and just kind of roll that on my brush. And now let's kind of come up in here and just real lightly. Just real lightly in here. Now, what this is called putting the lining on the cloud. Just real fine little lines. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want it to look, you know, like you put them in there and they're lines. You want to just kind of put them in there real lightly. And we can keep on putting them in. You know, our light is bouncing off here. We can knock some of them down here. Right up in here. Yeah. I know that's some lights hitting that. And, you know, you can kind of smooth them out there a little bit. Let's see how now that's really starting to pop here. So we know that, there's a lot of light right in here that's just busting through. Anyway, that's That's how you start making more realistic clouds. And I know there's people that can really make them a lot quicker, a lot more than mine. But I just wanted to give you an idea how to get started, how to make them. And again, we've got smaller ones. We can add all these together and make one big cloud. Maybe a big cloud here. We can go on down. This is all just part of getting some more realistic clouds in your painting and not having those little cotton balls, because those really can ruin an otherwise good painting you might have had going. And again, and I can come in here and I can just start really highlighting, but I wanted to give you an idea how to get started. And just by taking these little pieces to put in your art toolbox, you'll be able to start developing a lot more realistic looking clouds, and you'll thank me later when you start going, wow, I like those clouds. And again, these are kind of smaller clouds. We could have made them fluffier. That's just so anyway, layers, layers, layers. That's going to be your main objective, is layers. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know you can go a lot further. This was about a 45-minute video. Maybe I'll cut it down to 30 or something, just because there was some steps that we can probably skip, just as long as you get the idea of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. So if you're having trouble painting those clouds, get out there, try that technique, just work on it, enhance it, and keep going. And again, you can put in these same kind of clouds, and you can put them in a lot quicker. I just wanted to take them and go step by step and make some smaller ones so you could see them. And even though mine I don't feel are that fluffy, I could fluff them up. But right now I'm just getting that in there for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please join me next time, and we'll have another painting.